you're trying to come up with money for weatherization, hats off to you, Mr. Miller. Moving right along to new business, we have a proclamation that I've been getting every year since I've been mayor. It's a group that just wants us to declare January 23rd through 29th, School Choice Week. It costs nothing. It's just one of those motherhood and apple pie resolutions that just saying parents have a right to send their kids to school where they choose.
So moved.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. We have before you the list of 2022 meetings, and we meet the third Monday of every month, like we are tonight, except in January is the fourth Monday, February is the fourth Monday, and June this year will be the fourth Monday. For what reason?
Because of Juneteenth.
Juneteenth is the new holiday. That's not. So we have 3 of our 12 Mondays are holidays. So that's right. Did we do that last year too?
Juneteenth was on a Friday this past year.
Didn't
so-
fall.
yeah,
Okay.
So it didn't fall on a Monday.
Need a motion by council to approve the meeting schedule.
So moved.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. And then what we call the Nash plan here, the holiday schedule for 2022. It's only 13 and a half days this year, I believe.
Which is less than it's been for.
That's almost cruel and unusual punishment, here, Mr. Nash.
Complaints about this year.
Do you council wish to approve the holiday schedule, which we follow the state? And the reason we follow the state is because the county follows the state. And if the landfill's closed, it's hard to take trash from the town to the locked landfill. What's your pleasure, members of council?
So moved.
Mr. Morgan has moved, Ms. Hasbrook is second. Any further discussion?
And the 23rd of December is an actual 8-hour day for the state?
I'm shocked.
They're giving the additional, it's usually a half hour
That's what I would.
or half
If
day.
you look at the second sheet, it shows you the state calendar. I always just make it easier for y'all to read.
23rd is on a Friday.
Yeah.
It's a Wednesday.
I'm surprised they don't make that a whole day.
You got December 23rd right here on a Friday.
I think he's talking about Thanksgiving.
No, I'm talking about
Friday and
December
Monday.
23rd.
Oh, excuse me, excuse me.
Right.
I
It's a
would have
Friday.
thought that would have been a 4-hour,
Half
not an
days.
8-hour.
It says it on the state. I just copied over. what
Either
the
way,
state-
like I've said before, I like families to be able to have time before and after Christmas, so.
Agreed. Agreed.
I
not a
agree with the
complete
Friday
screw.
and the Monday being off.
He's mellowing, isn't he, Mr. Morgan? One thing I didn't realize, y'all, and just again, I did not realize, Columbus Day has been, criticized, whatever, but on our calendar, it's called, I didn't know this, Columbus Day / Yorktown Victory Day. I didn't know that until I looked in my packet. I just don't hear it describe that. But we've got to approve this. Members of council, what is your pleasure?
So
We
moved.
already have a motion.
Yeah, we already.
Do we have it? Motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it, 7-0. We also have an annual Christmas bonus that's budgeted for employees. The full-time employees get, was it 500, 200?
200.
And the part-timers get 100, and the firemen get, if you're a senior fireman, you get $50. If you're a junior fireman, you get $25. It all comes out to 17,000. How does it come out to 17,993?
11.
Is all, I guess,
I don't know. I don't know the answer unless she's including some benefits.
okay. But it's in the budget. I think we budget 18,000 for it. It's something we do every year. And just for the record, I think the amount has stayed the same for a long time. Just,
As long as I've been here for the past 10 years.
yeah, so might want to look at that in the budget next year. All in favor say, oh, wait a minute, I need a motion
So moved.
To adopt the ordinance.
to adopt the ordinance allowing the bonuses.
So moved.
Mr. Miller seconded. Is there a second? Mr. Miller's moved. Is there a second? Sheila Jones is seconded. We'll need a roll call vote starting with Mr. Morgan.
Abstain.
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
All right, motion carries 5-0 with 2 abstentions. We have 2 firefighters. Good. I totally forgot about that. And then speaking of firefighters, we have a annual thing we do. Firefighters get reimbursed for clothing costs when they answer fire calls. It comes out to what, $2 or $3 per member per call? Or
We live within the budget means. This year, we were able to accommodate $8 a call.
$8 a call? All right, so that comes out to $28,758, and I imagine that was budgeted as well. Was it, okay, we under budget, over, we're within the budget?
I think he's living within the budget.
Within the budget?
That's where they came up
It's
with
an
the figure.
annual thing, it's an annual action by this council. I need a motion to approve that. Ms. Hasbrook has moved. We'll give the second to Ms. Jones. Any further discussion? We'll have a roll call vote starting with Mr. Morgan.
Abstain.
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
That motion also carries 5-0. And last but not least, under new business, we have a DHCD grant funds totaling $3,812.50.
This is additional ARPA funding for utility relief. I think it does have some deadlines, and I don't think it's as restrictive. We don't have to have the individual ratepayers sign off any documentation this time. I think we can assign the dollar figure, come up with something fair, and then apply it to as many accounts as possible, quite frankly. It's a little different, but we have done something. I think we received $21,000 in CARES Act funding last time, but we had to get each of the ratepayers to sign a statement saying that they were affected by COVID. I don't think that's a requirement this time. We're asking the council to authorize us to execute any documentation and accept a relatively small grant in the amount of $3,812.50.
Okay. Need a motion to that effect? Ms. Jones has moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Colonel Tom has seconded. All in favor say aye. Opposed? The motion carries 7-0. Under committee referrals and requests to the town manager. Under Mayor's Minute, I just want to remind, it's hard to believe this, but next Friday, the night after Thanksgiving at 6 o'clock, we'll have grand illumination of Sea Park. The town employees have been putting the lights up in the park. And we'll have some children from Blackstone Primary and Kinston Forest who win essay contest, throw the switch. And I think under social distances, I think this, last year was somewhat restricted. It's open air, come one, come all. I also put two other items quickly. In your packet, I had a letter from a high school teacher in Northern Virginia, and I'm not going to read it, but basically he wanted to know about how things were going with the Afghan evacuees, and he provided for me, and members of council have it, it's also a public document, 2 students of his that are seniors in high school in, I believe it's Fairfax County. It's in Falls Church, Virginia. They moved here about 5 years ago, Afghan evacuees. Before, they have learned English. They're incredibly intelligent. They've written wonderful letters about their experiences, and they're applying to college. And it's just, I know there's been a lot of concern about everything at Pickett. I think it's quieted down a lot in the last month or so. Security out there is really tight. In fact, I've had complaints from people in town complaining about, their vehicles being searched when they could drive by the officers club. And 2 months ago, people were complaining that there was no security out there. So when you live next door to a major military base, you don't get to control what missions you get. But Pickett has been great about it. I think that the men and women out there are doing wonderful. The only other item I have on a Mayor's Minute, I mentioned something earlier about we are going to have a departing council member. And Christine Hasbrook this is her first term on council, but she and Jim moved here in the fall of '07. As many of y'all know, they opened the Gray Swan Inn Bed and Breakfast that has really further put Blackstone on the map. I know people who may not know a lot about my town, but they've heard of, that's where the Gray Swan Inn is. I've got a college friend who's never been to Blackstone. She comes and has a workshop now at Christine's place. So I just want to tell you that Christine has been a wonderful member of council. And as we often do from time to time, not just a good councilwoman, but a good citizen. She and Jim have just done so much for our community. We're going to miss you. You're moving to Arkansas to be closer to some of your grandchildren. But we always have a few parting gifts here. And I would like to present Christine. You're always welcome back here. You know this. So, and you have this will open any door. And we got something else. I think the clerk may want to get our picture. They want to get a picture. And this is just it's really unusual. We've had, Ms. Thompson resigned September 15th, and Christine will be leaving December 1st. But on behalf of the members of town council and the employees of this town and the members of this community, I want to present to Christine Hasbrook in grateful appreciation of your dedicated and loyal service to the citizens of the town of Blackstone from July 18 to November 2021. And look at our Madam Clerk.
Cheers.
Just a delightful person, and I understand that the inn will be in good hands, though. The inn, we're told the inn will be in good hands. Is that true?
That is true. George and Leah Johnson from Leesburg have purchased it.
Great.
We haven't closed yet, but expecting that any time.
Fantastic. I'm sorry Jim couldn't be here, but I guess he's holding down the fort.
He is. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard me mention earlier, we will be having a vacancy to fill. Her last day, I guess, will be November 30th. So we have 4 applications that we're going to discuss in closed session that would qualify as personnel. We also are going to discuss, as mentioned, a proposed contract with the town manager that would be symbiotic. It'd be some perks for him and some benefits to the town, which will be explained if and when it's adopted. What else do we have to have a closed session on tonight? So I would need well, what I want to do while we're in open session, what dates are good for council to have a special meeting if we want to interview? We got 4 applicants, and that may have to take place over one day, one afternoon or evening, or 2, depending on their schedules. But how are we looking to have a special meeting if possible?
Not a Monday.
I can do this
Not a-
Thursday at 6.
I can't do Thursday.
Okay, that's fine. Thursday's out, okay. This coming Wednesday, which is 2 nights from now, we got it.
I would say Wednesday.
It could Wednesday, maybe start at, maybe, could we start as early as 5?
Well, since it's in closed session.
Yeah.
I don't think it's really a matter of whether all the public get here, it's a matter of whether the applicants
Right,
can get here.
but before we do that, I wanna make sure that we can get here, can we get here Wednesday at 5? Or Wednesday at 6, or whatever's, 5, okay?
Yeah.
All right,
I
so,
think Ms. Jones is nodding her head.
oh, you can't do Wednesday at 5?
I don't get off from work at 5:30. I can get here by 5:45.
Well, let's go 6. Let's go 6.
Is that
So-
good with you, Ms. Williams?
That's good with me, yes.
So what we'll do, we'll go ahead and, we'll continue this meeting for the public, regardless if we get 1 applicant or 3 or all 4 of them. We will continue this meeting after the closed
Now,
session.
continue, it'll be a special call.
Will be special call?
And I think the only matter that would be on the agenda with closed session is
You don't wanna continue?
I thought it'd be,
If it's
Well, I don't
special
think
call,
have
we
an
don't have
exact
enough
date and
time.
Because if I can't get those folks to make it at that time, I don't know if you can. set
That's
a
true.
date.
Is there a reason we're pushing it? I mean, why can't we do it next?
there's no really, well, next week's Thanksgiving is what I got to think about. Then next thing you know, you turn the calendar and it's the last week of November. That's the only reason I'm trying to get it started. I'm trying to push
If we
the,
do a special call, we're not gonna meet the notification deadline.
I think you continue. I feel pretty good that 1 of the 4, or maybe all 4, if they really want to be on council, I bet you they'll get here. That's my,
Next Wednesday.
No, this Wednesday, the
This
seventeenth,
17th.
this Wednesday.
the 17th at 6 p.m.
Yes.
No hunting for you.
Again,
Continue this meeting to,
again.
Wednesday, November 17th at 6 p.m.
correct. And we'll meet with as many as we can, and if by some chance 0 can do it, then the meeting will be called, then will be canceled. I need a motion to go into closed session to discuss,
Do you wanna do police report and citizens' comments?
yes, hold on, Mr. Page, yes.
We're gonna do public comment?
Yes, this is the second and final opportunity for public comment, yes.
On behalf of the electoral board, I wanna thank the town of Blackstone for their help, during the election. Town manager, Philip, had some discussions with me that, he'd be willing to help in any way that's possible. Ms. Chastity Bryant was recommended, for custodian, of our machine technician. The electoral board appointed her, and on top of that, the town helped, with a truck, for our trailer, to help them move the machines around, a couple guys to help Miss Bryant out. Everybody was very polite, we had a very efficient election. Fortunately, the new technician didn't have any service calls on the day of the election, machines were up. But we wanna thank you guys for, supporting the election this year and helping us out.
It seemed like the election went very smooth, and we thank you, Mr. Page, everything, I know you've had a busy fall. Anyone else tonight who would like to ask a question, make a comment? Yes, Mr. Finch,
Yes, I appreciate everyone's help getting the curb and gutter fixed on 6th Street for my grandmother, getting the step removed. That turned out very nice.
Yes.
So I just wanted to thank everyone for getting that taken care of.
And glad to hear that, Anyone else? At this time, we need a closed session, a motion to go into closed session to discuss personnel 3.7-202. And just as I told you, it's to consider applicants for town council, and the second matter is a proposed contract for the town manager. Mr. Morgan has moved, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, we will go in closed session at 8:18 p.m. Another early meeting here.
Yes, indeed.
You know, when the train